Ah, this thing's shaky. Alright, let's try to get this right. There we go. Hey guys, what is happening? I just want to show you real quick. I have crutches. My ankle is doing wonderful, by all means. I was able to get a shower, finally, thank God. That was a little hard to do, standing one-legged in the shower. Taking the cast off. I know, guys, I'm doing some weird angles here. Just want to be something funny about the vlog here. I've never done it with my left hand, so here you go, trying to figure out which way to turn the camera. I always get left and right, that way and that way mixed up, and if I turn the camera this way, it's like, oh yeah, I'm in frame now. If I turn it, like if I'm over here and I turn it this way, it's like, oh, I'm out of frame. So, so anyways, guys, what I wanted to do was I wanted to give you a quick little vlog and show you there's a new app. It's a little hard to see here. It is called Kiwi. Right there. That guy. So what you do is you connect with me or whoever, any of your friends, and you ask them questions. Straight out. I don't know if anyone's asked me a question yet. Oh, yes. Do I believe in love at first sight? Ha. I don't know. Maybe. It depends. In this day and age anymore, people say they love each other 2 days into dating each other. So I don't know. Sorry, guys. That was like an arm twitch thing. You know, love at first sight, people think that. They want to believe it and think that. And I'm going to say possibly. I mean, there are times that it's possible that you stick with the person that you first saw and you fell in love with and all that other stuff. But, I mean, other times there's, you know, you think you are and you know, things turn out bad. So, and one of the other questions are, what are your characteristics of a dream girl or guy? You know, I mean, everybody bases things on characteristics and, you know, looks, personality, things like that. I mean, don't be judgmental of somebody. I mean, you may meet them and you may not like their personality right away, but they might be in a bad mood or something. You know, maybe you caught them in a bad way. You know, who knows? But anyways, yeah, okay, that way. See what I mean about left and right and everything? But don't ever judge people on looks, on personality, until you really get to know somebody. Like if you see the person one time and you're like, oh, I hate them, you know, 99% of the time you're wrong. There is that one chance that you may be absolutely correct on reading the person and this and that, but definitely don't judge people too fast. I try not to. I mean, you know, we're all judgmental. Everybody's judgmental. We all get judgy somehow. I mean, it's just the way human nature. It's the way we are. Hi, Poe. This side. See what I mean? I forget which side. But yeah, guys, don't be judgmental of other people. So, but let me continue this vlog. I'm gonna hook up my it's in a bag right here. It's my tripod for my camera. Yeah, this guy. And I'll continue this vlog once I hook that up. So, hang on. Alright guys, so we are back on the tripod. Now it's a lot easier. I can talk with my hands and whatnot. So anyways, I want to talk to you about my ankle and some other things. Don't fall down the stairs, kids. It sucks. But there it is. There's my beautiful air cast. If you guys didn't see it on You Now yesterday when I streamed, which will be Tuesday. Still on crutches. I can put a little bit of weight on the ankle, just a little bit, nothing crazy, just enough to like balance, if you will. So we're starting to make some progress. But one of these vlogs I want to talk to you about, guys, is these right here, my wristbands. Why I wear the cause wristbands. I'm a big believer in a lot of things. I support a lot of causes. As you know, I'm a firefighter. and I'm fire police, which I got asked yesterday, and you know what fire police was, but I'm sorry I couldn't answer it. I had a guest on at the time. I think it was Arcade Wreckage with his live clawing, and I could not answer what fire police is. I will put a link down here to the below the video. I'll put it here and I'll put it in the description. Fire police are individuals who are part of the fire department who basically respond along with the fire department when they are activated for calls for emergency situations. And their primary objective is to traffic control and crowd control. Those are the two big things that they do. Basically, their job is to protect the firefighters on scene. They themselves are sworn in firefighters. They are also sworn in by the township or municipality that they serve in, and their necessary police powers are granted across the state that they are sworn in. But there's a very good Wikipedia article, and for me it's Pennsylvania as to where I'm located, and that is where you'll find the best info for fire police and what we do and everything. As the reason why I do fire police is because with my back, I had to give up interior firefighting and like what's called suppression firefighting. And what that is anything with the squirting hoses, putting out fires, car fires, vehicle accidents, vehicle rescue, anything that involves a very strenuous and hard physical activity. That is what I can't do. Throwing cones, as we're known, cone chuckers, for fire police that some of us are called in the department. We don't take it lightly, obviously, because we need to protect the firefighters. We're basically the first line of defense when a car is coming up the highway to either get out of that lane, move them over into another lane or of some sort. The guys make fun of us and stuff, but they do have respect for us because of what we do, and they understand that without us, they'd have to be doing that job, and that takes people away that can be used for fire suppression or vehicle rescue or any of the other jobs that they need to do while on scene of a wreck or a fire or whatever have you. So that is one of the reasons why I am a fire police, and that's one of the reasons why I wear a fire and police wristband. The thin red line, as it's known, is for firefighters and for fallen firefighters. It shows your support for firefighters. The thin blue line, as it's known, is for the police field. Being that I do both fire and police, as it's known in the fire department, we're not police officers, but we are sworn in by the state and the municipality that we belong to. So we don't carry guns, we don't carry handcuffs, we're not allowed by law. It doesn't mean we can't defend ourselves. And disobeying an order of a fire police officer or striking a fire police officer either with a vehicle or assaulting is a federal offense, and you can go to jail for many years, and you will be charged with such. We can detain you, which is basically just trying to keep you in one area until local police or state police show up to officially arrest you, but we cannot place you under arrest, and we cannot we cannot carry guns and stuff like that. So that is part of what the fire police do. That's just a quick brief description, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long it took me to describe that stuff. Let me get back to what I was saying. So that's why I wear the fire and the police, because it represents both of what I do. Plus I support firefighters and I support police for efforts and things, and I don't want a big flame war going on of F the police and this and that. We understand there's a few bad ones that always give a bad name to the whole group, and it's even like that for YouTubers, guys. There's some YouTubers out there who completely ruin it for others. certain things. So it's hard to say, and that's the same with police and fire and EMS and doctors and name any profession, retail clerks, daycare, teachers, any profession. There's always a couple few that give a bad name to the collective whole. So there's that. But I support firefighters, both living, serving, retired, and deceased. Honor to the deceased, always. Same with police, living, serving, retired, or deceased. So that's those two wristbands. The third one is a lot of close meaning for us and a family friend of ours. The band I work for, Justin Fabus Band, the family of him, his uncle and his cousin, that part of the family. He was 8 years old in 2014, guys. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little teared up because this always makes me sad talking about this. He was 8 years old, and it was 2 years ago, this month in May, that he was diagnosed with DIPG, diffuse intrinsic pontine glioma. Now, what DIPG is it is a very, I'm trying to think of a word to say here, aggressive cancer. It's a tumor of the brain. And watching this little 8-year-old boy suffer and get worse. It started with him seeing double and being blurred vision, and his eyes would be crossed sometimes. And when they found out what it was and that it's inoperable, there was a lot of fundraisers held to not only try to find a cure, but try to help him live life every day to its fullest. I'm sorry, guys. It kills me inside that this happens. This little boy fought every day and only wanted to do things for others. One of the things the community where he lives did for him. They made him an honorary police officer, which was his lifelong dream. The Bethel Park Police Department did a thing where they made him an honorary police officer for a day. They took him around, let him ride a patrol car. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna try to get through this, guys. They set it up where his sister ran a stop sign, and they allowed him, as a passenger in the vehicle, in the police officer's vehicle, to pull her over and issue her a ticket. And they set that up, and it was I'm going to put a picture of him in the end of this video. The smile he had on his face. He was the happiest little boy. They gave him almost everything. His dad quit his job for the time being while he was sick. And they took him around and he did stuff with like the Pittsburgh Bomb Squad. And he did a lot of stuff with the police. We held charity events for him. I was so happy to help out in those events. There were so many of them. There were songs written about him. And the family now has started a foundation. It's the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. I'm going to put a link to them in both this video and the description. I'm sorry, guys. This little boy, he was a fighter all the way to the end. May of 2014 is when he was diagnosed. In January of 2015 is when he died. He was on steroids and a lot of experimental drugs. But he fought till the end. Every time that he went in for any type of study or treatment or whatever, he always asked if it was going to hurt. But he always asked if he would get better from it. My wife and I went down, and the family was always so busy. But we got to see him about 2 weeks before he died. We went down. We were watching a Pittsburgh Penguins game at their house. And he loved the Penguins. And we brought him a police Build-A-Bear. And he named it Joey after himself. The family said he cuddled that bear till the day he died. He loved that bear so much. We're just so glad that we could have brought him a little bit of happiness in everything that was going on. I mean, I'm going to put his picture right here and right now. I'm going to cut it in. I want you guys just to take a moment and look up DIPG and see what you can do to help fight this horrible disease that takes children every month, every week. I read about it all the time. It's so horrible. These children are 8 to like 12 years old. They have so much life ahead of them, and they're getting taken too short. You know, their lives are too short. They're getting cut too short. It's not fair. Why does someone like me live to be 32 and they don't live to even see 10? Alright guys, now that I've showed you his picture, I've kind of composed myself a little bit. I just want to talk to you about the day of his funeral. And I mean, it was a very tough day. He was so loved in the community that the 2 days that they had viewings over the weekend of a Saturday and Sunday, that the funeral home was packed both days, and the family stayed hours after the funeral, after the viewing times were supposed to end, because there was that many people. Different police departments came from all over the country. They heard his story and they came. It was something to see him being honored like that. And everyone honored him as an honorary police officer. When he died, he was treated like a fallen police officer. His funeral had so many vehicles in the procession that the local police had to shut down roads just so everybody could drive through. There was so many firefighters, police, EMS. There was even tow trucks. Family members, friends, people from the community. An honor guard from Pittsburgh police was there. They gave him a fallen police officer's tribute. It was very honored to be a part of that as I went down and participated, because not only did I know Joey and the family and everything, but being an emergency responder, it was the only proper way to send him off. That was January 2015. It's been a year and a half now since he's passed, but not a day goes by that we don't think about him or the other kids that are suffering from this horrible disease. That's why I wear this wristband right here, guys. This wristband right here says Little Joey's Army on it. And you see it's the Army colors. And it's no disrespect to the military by any means. But when he was fighting his disease, he had an army. He had an army behind him, fighting for him to try to find a way to survive it, to find a cure, and to prevent others from having to suffer the same fate that he had to go through. When he died, they donated part of his brain to research so they could try to find a cure. And that study and research still goes on today. And that's why I want you guys to help out if you can to the Joey Fabus Childhood Cancer Foundation. They're local to Pittsburgh, but they want to help everybody they can across the country and across the world who kids may be suffering from this horrible disease. It's one of those things, and I'm sorry guys for crying on camera, but it means so much to me. What he went through and trying to help out, knowing the family too. They're such a nice family, and it's such a horrible thing to have happen to them. They're a very nice family. They have so many nice friends, and they have so much support for people and everything. And I mean, like when Joey was around and people would see them anywhere, if they were out to like dinner or something, people would pay for their meal for them. People would, people still help out in any way they can. We still want to hold fundraisers and stuff for the foundation. We don't want to let it, let this stuff go, because I mean, this doesn't get the media attention that it needs to get. And if you look at kdka.com, wte.com, or wpxi.com, those are 3 local news stations here in Pittsburgh. You can watch the news stories on Joey from 2 years ago and everything that's happened, and I'll link those stories in the description below. But that's I'm sorry guys, I don't want you guys to be crying over this. It's sad, but I mean, there's just so many times that you hear about things, and everyone goes, "Oh, that doesn't hit close to home or anything." I mean, the DIPG and stuff doesn't hit close to home with me, but it does with a family, a friend. People that I talk to regularly, people that I know, and it's one of those things that we need to find a cure for this disease. We have to. There's too many kids. There was one in Pittsburgh a week ago. Everyone raised $200,000 for this little boy, and he just died a week ago, weeks before he was to have an operation. It's a horrible disease, guys. It's horrible, and we need to stop it. We need to just fight it.